I know you. Outcast.
Robert Kirkman has so much success with The Walking Dead, but that was the first time he translated any of his comic books to a TV show and worked on the show and stuff. So a lot of it was like a learning process, and a lot of it was him just kind of figuring out how to make a comic book into a TV show. And I think you could even see it in the show from season to season. Certain things change sometimes with the tone and with the kind of stories they're telling and stuff, and the way they're adapting the comic book. And you can see him kind of like learning how to do that. So what's great about Outcast is that it's actually something that he did after that. So he's taking all the knowledge and the stuff he learned from adapting The Walking Dead and applying it to Outcast. So I feel like from the first episode, and working with Robert has been one of the best moments in my career. I think he's a great collaborator. He's someone that I feel like we both want the same things out of a story. Working with him is something that there's never really a struggle or any kind of like miscommunication or any kind of arguments about and stuff. So every time I get a script, I get very excited to read, and I'm always very excited when I get to a certain page or a certain whatever. I'm like, oh, that sounds great, and that's exactly what should happen, and I can't wait to get to draw it. So it's been one of the my favorite collaborations, I feel, in my career. When he first told me about the idea he had for Outcast, I was really excited because horror is a genre and the type of stories I really loved ever since I was a child. So it got me really excited, and then especially the type of horror that he wanted to do, which was not necessarily something with big monsters or a lot of action. It's something that's more atmospheric and creepier, and more about the characters and their struggles inside and everything too. That's something that really excites me in storytelling in general, and especially horror stories that do that. So when he told me what he wanted to do with the book, I was really excited, and I couldn't wait to get started on the book. The real struggle in Outcast is for the main character, Kyle. I feel like even though there's a lot of characters in Outcast as well, The Walking Dead is much more of an ensemble cast where each person has to struggle the same way. But in Outcast, it's much more about the main character and about his struggles and dealing with all the abuse and troubles he's had in his life with demonic possession and all these kind of evil things, for lack of a better word. It's just these happenings in all his life and the people around him and the people he loved. So the real story, I feel, in Outcast is about Kyle and having dealt with all this traumatic experiences that has made him kind of isolated and withdrawn from society and from people and from his family, for fear of of him being the source of these problems, realizing that he is possibly a source of these problems, but hiding away is not going to change this. So it's him kind of becoming proactive and going out and trying to figure out what's going on, hopefully solve it and make his life better, or if not that, even his loved ones and the people around him live a happier life.